Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carolyn Pitts. I'm an ACE certified health coach and intuitive energy healer. And every week I post a video with some content to help you be your best self. A while back, I posted a video where I read from a book that I'm writing. And when I surveyed members of my intention circle, they asked for more from the book. So today I'm going to read from chapter 8, which is called The Power of Perception. Here we go. As my friend Janet leaned forward across the lunch table, she lowered her voice to confess, "I judge people. I'm trying to stop, but it's really hard. Especially people who are..." Well, let's leave that right there, shall we? Feel free to fill in the blank. How brave of Janet to acknowledge her bias. But is judging other people something we can really overcome? The more I learn about biology, the better I understand human behavior. On the outside, we are these highly evolved creatures soaring above the clouds in heavy metal airships. On the inside, though, part of us is still a prehistoric primate just trying to survive another day. Picture an ancient human, let's call her Lucy, foraging on the savannah when suddenly there is movement in the tall grass nearby. Lucy freezes in her tracks, narrowing all of her focus in the direction of the rustling grass. Straining her eyes, Lucy detects the source of the disturbance. What is it? A harmless rabbit or a hungry predator? Perhaps it is another ancient human, friend or foe. As soon as she identifies the grass rustler, Lucy's life depends on making the right judgment call. Should she stay frozen and hope it doesn't notice her? Perhaps she should run away or attack. If it is an unfamiliar human, might they bonk her on the head? Perhaps she should bonk them on the head first. Better safe than sorry. From the perspective of our modern day brain, it appears that Lucy has options to consider, but she doesn't see it that way. Lucy is operating with a primitive, reflex-oriented brain because as an ancient human, that's all the brain she has. Her survival instinct spurs her body into action without her conscious awareness. Lucy doesn't have the time or the mental capacity to consider options before reacting. Now, human brains have evolved since Lucy's time. Our larger foreheads house a prefrontal cortex, which we can choose to use to weigh alternatives and envision creative solutions. This is an add-on feature, like the sunroom built on the rear of a house, while we continue to use our original primitive reflex-oriented Lucy brain as the front door. Without our conscious awareness, our brain continuously runs the 3-step program designed to keep us alive. Step 1, select. Our sense organs are constantly feeding sensory input to our brain. Notice that our eyes, ears, nose, and mouth are all in close proximity to the brain. Shortening the transmission line enables a faster response to danger. Recall how quickly your body recoils from a hot stove. It may surprise you to know that we notice only a fraction of our surroundings. Pause for a moment. Are you paying 100% attention to everything in the room around you right now? No. There is simply too much data to process. So our brain selects what to notice. Although two people are together in the same place, engaging in the same activity, they are each having a different experience. As I sit across the lunch table, my attention shifts rapidly from what Janet is saying to the pattern in her shirt, back to what Janet is saying, to the sounds that I'm hearing, the smells that I'm smelling, what Janet is saying, and especially other people in my vicinity. Compelled by my survival instinct, my focus shifts incessantly. Step 2, identify. As sensory information floods in, my brain is frantically identifying everything. That sound is a burst of laughter from diners at the next table. My brain might turn my head to collect visual information to confirm its interpretation of the auditory input. That smell is the aroma of garlic wafting from the kitchen. That person who just entered my personal space is the server. As long as I feel safe, I catch enough of Janet's words to get the gist of what she is saying. But if something catches my brain's attention, my focus lingers on it. Suddenly I notice that Janet is looking me expectantly, and I have no idea what she just said. Awkward. Forgive yourself the next time you get distracted while someone is talking, and forgive others when it happens to you. Step 3, interpret. As my brain identifies each object, it makes a judgment call. What does the object mean to me, especially in regards to my safety? Select, identify, judge. Am I safe? Without my conscious awareness, the primitive part of my brain repeats this cycle like a computer program running in the background. The laughing diners, sizzling garlic, and attentive server were selected, identified, and judged. Of course, Janet judges other people. Like it or not, I do too. I would be denying my humanity to pretend otherwise. That's the original, primitive, reflex-oriented Lucy brain in me constantly assessing potential threats. Just as my leg jerks when the doctor taps my knee with a tiny rubber mallet, this process is beyond my control. Trying not to judge is like trying not to think. Although human brains have evolved this lovely prefrontal cortex, it lacks the processing speed of the original model. So when we feel threatened, our survival instinct reacts, while the executive function is still sifting and sorting options. This is why we are more likely to knee-jerk react than to compassionately respond when we don't feel safe. Bonk them before they bonk you. All right, I'm going to stop there for today. That's not the end of the story. What do you think? Do you judge people? Can we help but judge people? Well, we're going to talk about that some more in the next video, so join me next week for the next part of the story. If you have questions, comments, feedback for me, this is a work in progress. You can leave a comment below, or you can email me, Carolyn@carolynpitts.com. Thanks again for your time. I really appreciate it. And if you want to become a member of my Intention Circle, it's free. You get bonus content every week. Just go to intendwell.us and enter your email address. Take care. Remember, the best things in life are intentional. Intend love, intend peace, intend well.